सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहे तेजस्विनावतीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहे। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नमं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयम् उदीरयेत्। I'll just chant the shloka number 20. न जायते म्रियते वा कदाचिन् नायं भूत्वा भविता वा न भूयात् अजो नित्यः शाश्वतोऽयं पुराणो न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे। So just the recap of this which we did earlier. 1 second, I close the door. Yeah. So this shloka is that about the Atma, that it is never born, nor does it die. It exists as ever new, eternal, changeless. So the term used are avikriya, that is, it is not subject to any change. As Atma neither performs any action nor it is subjected to any action. So it remains the same. And next was it neither it is born nor it dies. Na jayate na mriyate. And there is no such change as birth or death for Atma. Sorry, I forgot to share the screen. So sorry. I just share. 1 second. Page number 217. 1 second. Right. So the Atma is not born, nor does it die, na jayate, na vriyate. And there is no birth for it it is like from abhava to bhava, that is non-existence to existence. And two basic type of vikriyas, that is changes, is one is the change being born and other is the change that spells death. So neither of these vikriyas are there for the Atma. Atma is not born and does not die. So in this we again read that Atma does not become non-existent. It is not subject to time or vikriya and not subject to any change. Either way you can take it, bhutva abhavita or abhutva bhavita. Meaning is the same, that atma was not non-existent previously, and there will be no time when it does not exist. And nor does atma grow old. There is no it is not subjected to any change as our body is. So it is always is Purana. Purana is, there was a note that Pura Iva Nava Purana. And it means that even before it was new. So it is always Nava, always new. There is no aging, no vriddhi, no decline, nothing for the Atma. So Atma is therefore, when it is not subjected to any action, or it is not a doer, so it is not affected by the punya and papa also. Because if a subject of an action is there and it performs an action, then he gains punya and papa. So for atma, it doesn't gain any punya papa, because it is neither subjected to the action nor it is an object of any action. And then the changing and the changeless. And we also talked about the sankalpa, like yesterday. For doing any action, we need sankalpa. And when a subject takes sankalpa, then that subject, then after taking that sankalpa, the action happens. Like a thought is there, then desire, thought, and then the action is performed, and that subject performing action, then some changes happen for it, for that action to happen. So it is again, the change is going, the change is happening. So the subject is undergoing a change, whereas Atma is self evident, it does not undergo any change, because it is neither the karta nor the karma. And the changing and the changeless, and one point which Dr. Brahma said yesterday, like the Brahma, he had that desire to, they took the sankalpa, like from one to many. So it is to be accepted it as it is, as though like you have to, you don't have to question that. It is present as though it is, like there is no debate on that. So the next topic was the changing and the changeless. The changing, when changing happens for the physical body and not for the atma. And for again that for that change to happen, again that our small ego or the ahangara, which with which we identify ourselves with, like I am so and so, and then I have a desire and I perform an action. So it is with the help of that ego, which is uh, which is present in me, which helps me to desire, and and a thought is there and desire is happening, and then that action is happening. I am performing some action. So this is how action is performed, and when the action is going, some change is happening. Like if I want to go for a run, the desire is there that I want to go for a run, and then that desire happening, then that action is happening, that running is happening, and after running, that exhaustion, that muscle straining, then that feeling of happiness, like all this is again the body is undergoing certain change. So the change is happening. So this is because of that ahankara's intention that is happening, and it is happening at the physical body level. But for the Atma, it is avikriya. I think we had to start this. Oh, I just forgot. The changing and the changeless. We'll have to read this. The physical body, on the other hand, is subject to change. When the ahankara, the ego, identifying with the body, performs an action, it is the physical body that performs the action in keeping with the ahankara's intention. The legs move, the hands move, the body shrinks or expands to a certain extent, in that you can stretch it in order to reach something, or you can shrink yourself in order to get out of a tight place. Thus, the body undergoes all kinds of contortions. The body is at the disposal of the karta and undergoes a lot of change. It also becomes an object of action when someone else pushes it. The body is therefore vikriyavan. Not only does it undergo change, but it is meant to do so. So, the karta and karma both happening. The body is born, jayate, exists, asti, grows, vardate, undergoes certain notifications, viparinamate, declines, apakshiyate, and dies, vinashyati, because it is vikravan. Vikaravan, because it is Vikaravan, that which is subject to change. So the 6 points are: body is born, jayate, asti, vardate, vipranimate, apakshiyate, vinashyati. So it is Vikaravan. Due to lack of understanding, this physical body and the Atma are taken together. Atma is taken to have a physical body as an intrinsic attribute. Therefore, I become as good as the physical body. Here, the discrimination, the viveka required is that while the deha is subject to change, Atma is not. It is neither born nor does it die. The first and last vikaras for the body, birth and death, are negated in Atma by this verse. Atma was not born because there was not a time when it was not in order to be born. It was always there. Nor will it die because, having not come into being, there will never be a time when it will not be there. Thus, it is not subject to birth or death. Therefore, it is Nitya. Nor does it undergo the other changes that happen between birth and death. Therefore, it is Shashvata. The question may then be asked, if Atma does not decline, does it grow? Is it that when you are born, there is a nascent Atma, a baby Atma, which then becomes a child Atma, adult Atma, and so on? No. Bhasyakara said it does not grow either. Here, Shankara introduced a small definition for growth, vridhi. Any growth means that something that was not earlier should come into being. For instance, a young man previously did not have a mustache and therefore did not have to shave. Now he has both a beard and a mustache and has to shave every day. This is growth, vriddhi. Something new has happened. So I think it's all very clear. Does Atma grow? In any growth, there are always new features introduced. Either something is added to what is already there, or it expresses itself in some new way. Either way, the arrival of a new feature makes the things grow. For instance, a small sprout begins to grow. It branches out, puts out leaves and flowers, and becomes a full grown tree. Therefore, growth always implies new features added to a given stem, and the new feature that has been gained means that which grows is no longer the same. So, some added attributes you keep on gathering and the changes happening. Atma was always ever grown, meaning that it never grows. Only that which has a feature and attribute can grow and decline, wax and wane, bulge and contract. If it is a color, for example, it will fade or a new color may come. Something can happen to it, whereas Atma, having no features whatsoever, no limbs or attributes, is Purana, ever new. Even when the body is destroyed, Hanyamane Sharire, Atma is not destroyed. Not destroyed is to be taken here in the sense of change, so as not to confuse its meaning with the use of Hanti and Hanyate, to kill and be killed in the previous verse. All that is being said is that Atma undergoes no change whatsoever. So, Swamiji has distinguished these two terms also. In the previous verse, we read Hante, Hanyate, and here the word is Hanyamane Sharire, that it is not destroyed and it is always new. Purana we just read that its meaning is ancient, and it is always there, it is always new. Shankara concludes this commentary of this verse by saying that with reference to Atma, Krishna negated. Shankara concludes his commentary of this verse by saying that with reference to Atma, Krishna negated the sixfold modification that we see in any given physical body: birth, existence, growth, modification, decline, and death. And the words were Jayate, Ajayate, uh, uh, Asti, Vardate, Viprinimate, Viprinimate, up, okay, was it Apakshiyate, and Vinashyati. The meaning of these two verses taken from Shruti, therefore, is that Atma is free from any manner of modification. In no way is it subject to change. No one can effect a change on Atma because it is not available for objectification and does not have any feature or attribute, avyaya, to receive such an action. I'll repeat this line. No one can no one can effect a change on Atma because it is not available for objectification and does not have any feature or attribute, avyaya, to receive such an action. nor does Atma itself undergo a change to perform any action. Therefore, being both a karta, not a doer of the action, and a karma, not an object of the action, Atma is a sochya, not a source of sorrow. Where is sochya then? There should be an object available for sorrow, a situation capable of causing sorrow. The Atma cannot cause sorrow because it does not undergo any change, nor does it subject itself to change. How then can it be Sochya? Atma, whose Swarupa nature is fullness, Ananda, can only be a Sochya. So it is both a Karta, a Karma, a Sochya. Not a doer of the action, not an object of action, and not a source of sorrow, a sochya. So we can do manana.
Didi, what about
on
realization? So it is
real.
unveiling of Atma or it is something else? Like uh,
Can you repeat like
realization, when we grow in knowledge, so there are
okay.
certain things that we were not knowing, and now, we realize, like we are realizing about Atma. So, of course, that is also not growth of Atma, isn't? Is what is it then?
It is no, no, it is not the growth. Atma is ever present.
Yeah.
It
So nothing
it
touches
is just
Atma.
yeah. It is
So
basically what self realization is a path basically, it is
yeah,
the path of removing that ignorance so that
yeah.
uh, we can have that samatva bhav, and in that, after reaching to that point, we can say that we are Brahman. We merge
So
into that higher consciousness.
so that is intellectual growth. Realization would be intellectual growth, right?
With the help of intellect, of course. Without intellect you cannot have that realization. That is why knowledge is essential. A person who is moved, like who's not into the knowledge, he cannot think he'll not have a thought also of the atma part, right? So
Yes, Didi,
intellect
yes.
is very essential for you to gain this knowledge and to acknowledge that Atma exists.
Hmm.
The mood Vyakti will not have this much intellect, that he thinks that ahankara, that I which he has, he always relate to it, to its
Yeah,
body
Atma is
mind.
just always a witness.
Yeah. If we read, no, we that it in this one of the line, it was that due to lack of understanding, the physical body and Atma are taken together. This is commonly said of a person who is not aware of the Atma, that there are some two different things existing, Atma and Anatma. So he is in that ignorance. So self realization needs an intellect, that like you need the anatma part to reach the atma. We can say that
Yes, Didi,
if you
thank
don't
you.
have a physical body, if you don't have the mind and intellect, then you cannot reach. And when we merge these two together, like due to our ignorance, lack of understanding, we we take the physical body as the whole. This is me. Then that that you don't have that differentiation between, you just think that it is whole as such. So we are living in oblivion basically then.
And it is
Thank
in
you, Didi.
one of the chapter it is said, no, when I'm
where it is always means I am Buddhi, I am Jataragni, everything he it's only no.
Yeah. Because and if you don't have a body, you cannot uh, reach to that. Body consisting of our physical aspect, mind, intellect, ego, everything. So it is so essential. Everything, every part of our constitution is so important, and it has a meaning for it to exist. It is not without meaning. Every body part has a meaning. If one part of your body, suppose, is destroyed or it leaves you, then you are having that incompleteness again. Then you will not be able to perform the function of that part, and it is again that lackness is happening. So all the physical features, all the mind, buddhi, ahankar, everything is essential. It is such a intricate designing of the God that to make us to help us in realization of that supreme.
So nice, thank you. That shloka na, Bhagavad Gita 7.10, I am the intelligence of intelligent. So buddhi is very much required for the means knowledge how we will pursue.
Yeah.
See,
We talk about,
compared to last few years to what we are now, there is a change that intellect is getting polished a little bit, right? So
yeah,
knowledge purifies the intellect. So that is the growth of the intellect, but it's not the growth of the Atma.
yeah,
The Atma Vichar, the Viveka is getting fine tuned. See, Atma is what is. We're just removing that layer. It's just that the mirror is there. It's just that there is a lot of dust on it. You're not able to see yourself. So, all this is the cleaning process. Whether it is sadhana we are doing, whether it's kriya, meditation, all that is all that cleaning process for that self-realization, that spark when it's achirena adi gachati. It doesn't take a long time. It's just that momentary thing that in order to wait for that moment, this preparation is required.
And
Purifying the body, purifying the mind, purifying the intellect.
attributes of the body is told, no? That's six attributes. And for
Yeah,
the Atma, it is Asti Bhati only. And then the six for the physical body.
correct.
and also if this knowledge has not been there, like if you are doing, we do all the, then mechanically we are performing. If you are performing any sadhana, even the kriya, if the knowledge is there, then there is a uh, you can say that with different mind you are performing, with different awareness is there. And initially when we learned, it was that Sudarshan Kriya, that it was just a mechanical process. And but slowly when we got into the knowledge, and of course the experience also, then different you have the different experience uh, altogether, which initially it wasn't there. Like it is, that anishyatmika buddhi is getting nischyatmika buddhi. So the shift has happened, all because of this intellect and knowledge.
When
Yeah,
we are doing a meditation for 5, 6, 7, 7, 8 minutes daily, when Gurudev says just be, sit as it is, whatever situation means, he says no, just sit, drop everything. So everything is drop that moment. That moment is so important. and we feel so relaxed. Means otherwise the thoughts and everything around us just bothering us whole time. But the moment he says shant bed, jaise shant bed jo, we just leave everything. It is such a good thing. Meditation.
Shall we move ahead? Shloka 21. If anyone wants to share something, please go ahead. Okay. Ved vinashinam nityam ya enamajamavyayam katham sapurushah partha ganghatyati hantikam. Partha, O son of Pratha, Arjuna, enam, this avinashinam, indestructible, nityam, timeless, ajam, unborn, avyayam, that which does not undergo decline, Veda, the one who knows, Sa, that, Purusha, person, Katham, how, come, whom, Hanti, kills, come, whom, Ghatyati, causes to destroy. Partha, enam avinashinam, nityam ajam, avyayam, यह वेद सह पुरुष कथम कम हंति कम घात्यति. O son of Pritha, the one who knows this to be indestructible, timeless, unborn, and not subject to decline, how and whom does that person kill? Whom does he cause to kill? This is in a question form. The one who thinks that Atma performs the action of killing or any action for that matter does not know Atma, and the one who looks upon Atma as an object of action of killing or any other action also does not know the Atma. So, any one person who performs the action of killing, who thinks, one who thinks that Atma performs the action of killing or any action for that matter, he does not know that Atma, and the one who looks upon Atma as an object of action of killing or any other action also does not know the Atma. He is unaware of that Atma part. He does not have so much intelligence. This is because, as we saw in an earlier verse, Atma does not kill, nor is it killed. Nahanti nahanyate. To put it positively, one who takes the Atma to be neither the subject nor the object of action knows the Atma. What has been pointed out so far was summed up here by Krishna. His, his initial statement was that Atma does not become the karta or karma of any kriya, including killing, hanana kriya. Having introduced this point, he explained that this is because Atma is not subject to change. Having given the reason, he concluded, stating that the one who knows the Atma knows it to be avinashi, not subject to death or destruction. The body's change is called bhava vikara, a technical expression to include jayate is born, vardate grows, vipranimate metamorphosis, that is the changes changing happening, apakshiyate wanes or declines, vinashyati dies. These are the changes that a body undergoes bhava vikara. Because Atma does not have this last bhava vikara, it is referred to here as Avinashi. The one who knows Atma as one that is not subject to death and therefore timeless, Nitya, is called Atmajana, the knower of Atma. So, the one who knows Atma as one that is not subject to death and therefore timeless, Nitya, is called Atmajana, the knower of Atma. The Atma is also known by the Atmajana as unborn,
I think it's
Ajak,
Atmagna.
Atmagna. Hmm.
Atmagya,
Atmagna. Yeah, the one.
Atmagya. Okay, okay. Actually, the English this confuses you, right? Atmagya, right? Atmagya. The Atma is also known by the Atmagya as unborn Aja and as that which does not undergo any kind of decline, avya. Unlike Atma, the body is expanded as the years go by. This is why it is described as a spent force. The job being done, the game is over. All that is then discussed is in the past tense. I was like this, I was like that, and I would have been like that, etc. This is Vaya, expenditure, whereas Atma is Avya. In Sanskrit grammar also, an indeclinable word is called Avya, that which does not change in any situation, regardless of number, gender, or case. One second. So, whom does one kill or cause to kill? Bringing up one more point in this summary, Krishna asks, whom does that person destroy? Kamahanti. Whom does he impel to kill? Kama ghatyati. It was Kam ghatyati, right? Kam ghatyati. There are two types of action reflected here. One is the action that you do, and the other is the action that you make others do. In a robbery, for example, there is the accused number 1 and accused number 2. One may have performed the act of driving the getaway car, while the other performed the act of driving the driver. There is someone who performs the felony, and there is someone else behind it. The one behind the felony is the accused, and the one who performed it is only an accomplice. The accused is an important person, the kingpin, whereas the other one is only a pin. But both of them perform action. How can one who knows Atma perform the action of killing, and whom does he or she kill? Where is the person being killed? Where is that action? A question is not really being posed here. For instance, we are not trying to find out by what means the killing is done, nor are we trying to find out why the person does it or whether he or she kills. This is not the intent here. Rather, how can one kill and whom does one kill is being looked into. There should be some vikriya on one's part in order to perform the action, and the Atma is a vikriya. A doubt may arise here. If there is no vikriya for Atma, And the Atmagya knows that the Atma, the I, is not the performer of any action. How then can that person perform any action? I'll read this line again. A doubt may arise here. If there is no Vikriya for Atma, and the Atmagya knows that the Atma, the I, is not the performer of action, how then can that person perform any action? What is it to be understood here is that Atma does not perform any action. It does not kill nor cause anyone to kill because Atma does not even wish. It is the Sarupa of every wish. The wish is a Namarupa, a thought, and if you press the thought, it ends up in Atma, wherein there is no thought anywhere. Thus, any given thought or desire is mithya, and the doership is also mithya. Such a nice explanation. It, let me read it further. If you analyze who the doer is, you find that the doer is nothing but consciousness, Chaitanya. That is, the doer disappears in the Chaitanya and is not there at all. When the doer is there, Chaitanya is there. Whereas in the Chaitanya, there is no doer. Therefore, there is only drama. There is no real doer, only an as though doer. It is as though. He or she hears as though, listens as though, talks as though, walks and as though stands. There is no doership in Atma because Atma is always free. The notion that I am the performer of the action is the source of action we talk about here. Where is an action without a karta? Without the doership, kartritva, there is no real action at all. Therefore, the doership is the one that gives the blood, bones, and flesh necessary for the action to be an action and for the karm phala to be the karm phala, the result you enjoy. The whole cycle is based upon the kingpin, the karta.
Can you
This
read
is,
it again?
yeah. Whom does one kill or cause to kill?
Last paragraph.
Bringing
Last paragraph. Okay, no problem.
No, I think we can read whole because this example of this act the of the thief they are talking about is also related, so it is easy to relate. Bringing up one more point in his summary, Krishna asks, "Whom does that person destroy? Kam hanti. Whom does he impel to kill? Kam ghatyati." There are two type of actions reflected here. One is the action you do, and the other is the action that you make others do. In a
That is, I
robbery,
think,
for
come hanti, come
come,
ghatayati, and come hanti.
yeah, come hanti, to whom that person destroys, come hanti, and that whom does he impel to kill is kam ghatyati.
Not calm. Calm is, there's a line on A, you say calm. This is come. Come in Sanskrit,
Come,
come is
come,
whom.
whom,
Yeah,
Half. Hmm.
come,
come.
come, come,
Yeah.
come ghatyati, right. There's a halant on ma, right. Kam ghatyati, right. There are two types of action reflected here. One is the action that you do, and the other is the action that you make others do. In a robbery, for example, there is the accused number one and the accused number two. One may have performed the act of driving the getaway car, while the other performed the act of driving the driver. There is someone who performs the felony, and there is someone else behind it. The one behind the felony is the accused, and the one who performed it is only an accomplice. The accused is an important person, the kingpin, whereas the other one is only a pin. But both of them perform action. How can one who knows Atma perform the action of killing? And whom does he or she kill? Where is the person being killed? What is that action? A question is not really being posed here. For instance, we are not trying to find out by what means the killing is done, nor are we trying to find out why the person does it or whether he or she kills. This is not the intent here. Rather, how can one kill and whom does one kill is being looked into. There should be some vikriya on one's part in order to perform the action, and Atma is avikriya. A doubt may arise here. If there is no vikriya for Atma, and the Atmagya knows that the Atma, the I, is not the performer of any action, how then can that person perform any action? What is to be understood here is that Atma does not perform any action. It does not kill nor cause anyone to kill because Atma does not even wish. It is the Swarupa of every wish. The wish is a Nama Rupa, a thought, and if you press the thought, it ends up in Atma, wherein there is no thought anywhere. Thus, any given thought or desire is mithya, and the doership is also mithya. If you analyze who the doer is, you find that the doer is nothing but consciousness, Chaitanya. That is, the doer disappears in the Chaitanya and is not there at all. When the doer is there, Chaitanya is there. Whereas in the Chaitanya there is no doer. Therefore, there is only drama. There is no real doer, only an as though doer. It is as though he or she hears, as though listens, as though talks, as though walks, and as though stands. There is no doership in Atma because Atma is always free. The notion that I am the performer of the action is the source of action we talk about here. Where is, where is an action without a karta? Without the doership, kartritva, there is no real action at all. Therefore, the doership is the one that gives the blood, bones, and flesh necessary for the action to be an action and for the karm phala to be the karm phala, the result you enjoy. The whole cycle is based upon the kingpin, the karta. I have one question here, like this paragraph. Uh, it is if Atma is aloof of everything, it is not even the thoughts, even the like it is all related to our Nama Rupa, our body, physical body, consciousness. It is all one, and Atma is as if standing apart. So how is it that a person uh, is is getting the thoughts of evolving or getting onto the right path, or the vice versa, how he is doing the heinous acts. What is that motivates these two person for different acts when Atma is the same? And how would he evolve further then, if suppose he is not a good person, he is not having sattvic attributes, how will they come? Like how would he be affected? And this questions bothers, like it comes in between many times. How will it happen then?
First of all, Maya is acting, and then when the sattvic satsang or the company or the food you have, then it will happen automatically. Thoughts changes with the food, place, everything, no? So,
But the
so the
person
thoughts.
who is always doing the tamasic, he is living a tamasic life, he is doing that type of deeds, how can he move? Or would it be again that grace
There are
of God?
that grace and everything is there, no? Grace, guru, and all that. If they work on that, uh, means for that person, it is, if it is means
But
by
grace
God's
also
grace.
would not
Hmm.
happen for a person like this. Would
See,
he is always incurring
no.
papa,
Raji
papa.
will answer it properly.
See, Gahana Karmano Gati. Everyone is born with a bit of prarabdha. And that prarabdha, we do not know how much of mixture there is. Good karma, bad karma, mixture of karmas. So, again, karma is what? Is it Maya Janitam? It is.
Karma is
Is Maya Janitam, right?
janitam.
It is
Yes.
all because of the action that you get the results of action. And where
Yeah.
is the root of action? It is again an as though action. So we are here, and karma is born of ignorance. No matter how much you try and understand or try to analyze ignorance, you cannot get to the root of it. You cannot understand. It's inexplainable. So when such doubts come, we should just wonder at them. Because
Yeah.
here we are not trying to discover, understand ignorance. We are trying to, the attempt is for a sadhak is to uncover that knowledge, remove that ignorance. So for that, you require only the Atma Jnana, which Vedanta is giving us. It is telling us what is not Atma, what is the distinction between Atma and Atma.
Right.
So we just have to go, kuch jaan ke chalo, kuch maan ke chalo.
Right.
Hai na? Otherwise, we'll get stuck in this. Oh, what is this? How does this happen? We ourselves, see, you look at you and me, for example. Were we like this right from the beginning?
No.
No. Have we evolved with time?
Yes.
We have evolved and we're continuing to evolve. So the
Yeah.
same. That is why Gurudev has this beautiful mission of putting a smile on everyone's face. So our little bit, our responsibility for the world, that true Sangha Chadvam is to make a difference to as many people.
Right.
Of course, while you continue to take care of yourself, that is why sadhana is important. And that aspect of seva is when you are planting those seeds of good samskaras, of good values. You're giving them an opportunity to experience their what is truth, what is not. So that is why so many terrorists. Now you're in your example. You said, how does a terrorist change?
Yeah.
How many terrorists have changed? The whole country itself, Colombia itself, has transformed. From a warring country for almost 5 decades, it has become a peaceful, democratic country. And in one of the reels, Gurudev, someone asked, different yugas are there. So along with the yugas, will our mind and thoughts also keep changing? Gurudev says, forget about the yugas. Every day you're going through different yugas in your own mind. When you're having good thoughts, you're having sublime thoughts, you're in Satya Yuga. When there's a little bit of um, difference coming up and a little bit of violence, negative thoughts coming up, that's the beginning of Treta Yuga. And then Dwapara Yuga is when you're having a lot of conflict in your mind. That is Mahabharata happening. And when the negativity overcomes you, overtakes that, then that is Kali Yuga. So you can actually extrapolate everything to yourself, interpolate it to yourself as well as expand it to the whole. So coming back to this point of how does this person change? When does it happen? It happens.
Yeah.
It's that faith that.
Thank you. Thank you so
Isn't
much.
it? No, we've seen examples we've seen around. And you take your own example.
Yeah.
Who are we to judge what the person is going through? We don't know. And the ways of karma are mysterious.
Yeah.
But what we know, after having known that this human birth is so precious, that having a master, living master, walking, talking master when we are alive is such a blessing, we should realize and make the best use of this human life to reach the highest potential.
Right.
And I think it's the butterfly effect also. When one person is happy, it spreads happiness, right? So that will affect those vibes, and the vibrations will affect everybody around.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much, Dr. Brahmra. It's basically the Sangha is this knowledge. It seeps in, every time with new this thing. I'll share the meditation.
है सुना ये पूरी धरती तू चलाता है।
सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामया, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः।
Meditation is accepting this moment, living every moment totally with depth. Let us keep our spine erect and body relaxed and eyes closed. Relax your shoulders. Keep a big smile on your face. You're sitting like the statue of Buddha, very serene and with a serene smile on your face. Relax your body. Let's take a deep breath in and breathe out. Become aware of your chest region, throat and chest region. If you notice some tension in the body, just let it be. Except those part of the body where you feel a tension, the other parts are in comfort. Other parts are at peace. Become aware of that also. There are many good things about you and inside of you. Acknowledge them. They will never leave you. And the negative aspect you may see in you is never going to stay with you forever. They are all guests for some time. Let them be. Sit with the total acceptance of yourself the way you are at this very moment. Total acceptance of what is now here lead us to deeper meditation. Let go of all the effort. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Let go of all your effort and be in this emptiness. And slowly and gradually become aware of body and surroundings. And you may gently open your eyes.
Jai Gurudev.